Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the One Meal Channel. If it's your first time watching, then welcome. On this show, I make one meal for myself. Sometimes I make 2 or 3 meals, or one meal that can last me 2 or 3 meals, and then I film myself making it. I'm just a normal guy living out in the Midwestern United States. And today, we're going to be making the Lazy Man's shepherd's pie. So, I'm going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees. And we're going to get ourselves started. So first off, big cast iron house right here. A cast iron skillet would be perfect for this, but I haven't seasoned the one that I want to use. So we'll refer to our handy dandy nonstick pan, and we will get ourselves started. Medium heat on, light on for your viewing pleasure. Sleeves rolled up. And the best part is going to be the ground beef. We have gone to a very special butcher. We've got some fresh ground beef. I think this is a pound. Maybe it's 2 pounds. I'm not sure. I'm going to weigh it. We only need a pound, I think. Let's see, what else are we going to need for this? We're going to need some Worcestershire sauce. That's going to be important. Let's see, I think an onion. An onion is going to be necessary. Let's see. A little bit of seasoning, and then of course some vegetables. Frozen's fine, lazy after all. If you want to be ultimately lazy, you can make something that my mom used to call hamburger pie, which is basically exactly what we're doing right now. But instead of doing a potato topping on the top, you can just get those little tater tots that you get from the store that are also frozen and bake them as well. And frankly, that's the ultimate lazy man's shepherd's pie. But I'm actually more lazy than that, is that I don't want to go to the store and get that along with some cheese. So we're going to be substituting the cheddar that I finished eating for some Parmesan. I'm eating it for myself. Okay, get your own cheese. Don't judge me. And I'm so lazy, I don't even want to go to the store to get the little tater tots. So lazy, I would rather make mashed potatoes at home than go to the store and make tater tots. So anyway, before we get the ground beef sizzled up, I think it's important to actually get the potatoes going so they get nice and soft. We'll check our weight on this ground beef because that will determine how much I actually put in. And then as for the potatoes, we have plenty of potatoes. So lazy. What you should be doing is you should peel these. I'm so lazy, I'm not even going to do that. So let's see how much is in here. I asked for 1 pound packages. This looks like 2 pounds. Yeah, it is about 2 pounds worth of this. We're going to cut this. We're only going to use 1 pound. This dish, I think, will serve just well for us. 1 pound, 1 onion, ready and raring to go. I've made an absolute mess of our work surface already. Let's open this up a little bit. Freshly cleaned. Okay. And then a cutting board. I think I know what I'm going to get Noah for his birthday. I should have thought about that. So I should get us new cutting boards. So I've been very rough on the cutting boards, and frankly, I think he has as well. Freshly cleaned here. Let's just grab both knives. Why not? Let's just double knife it. There we go. Side up. Okay, and then we will squeeze and plop. Squeeze and plop. Give this a little weigh. How much do we have left? Oh my gosh. Wait, did I turn that into ounces? Let's go back to pounds. We have like exactly a pound left. Look at that. Look how good I am. I mean, seriously, take a peek if you missed that. You can't get any closer to a pound. I mean, the bag, look at that. The bag probably weighs that much. That's probably how much the bag weighs. It's just that good. Okay, hopefully this pound of meat fits into this secondary bag. It doesn't. I just broke the bag. It's fine. We'll leave it for later. Temperature. Clearly too high. Clearly too high for temperature. Turn this down significantly. Grab ourselves a pot. Fill the pot with water. Good. Filled. Place it over our burner. Turn the burner on high. Salt. Very important. Salt. Almost dropped something here. Salt your water. And then on to the potatoes. Let's see what we got here. We'll do 3 potatoes. We'll give them a quick rinse run. Perfect. Again, so lazy, I can't even bother peeling these. Is the end of this all right? It does look okay. Great. And we can have plenty of extra potatoes as well. I would not mind having some extra mashed potatoes to incorporate into a future meal. That would be just fine. Yeah, let's take a look at what else we got from the butcher shop here real quick. Look at a nice 2-pound roast, which is great. We got some taco meat that's frozen, a bunch of ground beef, probably 10 pounds now that I think about it. We also got some sirloin steaks and also some New York strips. This is, what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to make this last a month. I only eat about 1 pound of protein meat a day. So doing the, I have 10 pounds of ground beef, it looks like. So if I have 10 pounds of ground beef, that's 10 days right there, followed by a steak a day, depending on if I cook for Noah or not, so that could be 4 additional days, plus a roast, that's another additional day or 2, and then the taco meat. Frankly, I didn't enjoy eating the taco meat the last time that I had it from there. So let's just say that half of our meals throughout the month will be beef related moving forward. And the other half will be chicken or all sorts of other stuff that we could potentially use. So anyway, let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. I think that will be a reasonable size. Oh yeah, it's the weekend. It is the weekend. So I got some pep in my stuff. I don't need to be worried about work. So let's take this out. How do we want to do this? We're going to take the end here. I'm going to try to do this the professional way. So I always find getting the skin off is a bit of a challenge when you don't cut off both ends. And it is a bit of a challenge. I like to cut off both ends so that I can just take this one thick layer that's on first. But it messes up your ability to chop well, and as you can see, I've kind of goofed this. I always typically chop both ends, but if you do this and cut through the root, it holds everything together quite well. I also find when you cut through the root directly like that, it makes you cry a lot easier. I think that is the reason why we cry, is cutting through that root. So we want some finely cut onions. We want that finely cut. And again, the thick knife would probably be better for this, so your knuckles aren't as close to the ground. We'll take this root, pass it along into the trash can. And we'll go back to this onion, straight across, all the way back, a little bit too far in, and all the way back, all the way back, and the top one. Good. Little nice vertical cuts. This knife I find is best for like when I have chicken or fish. I need to be a little bit more delicate and precise where the point of the knife is going to be. The knife on the right I find better for things like vegetables. But since I got it all nice and dirty with meat, no surprises. We're all preheated at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You Canadians and South Africans watching, do your own conversions. Us Americans are not smart enough to make the conversions on our own. We barely understand how Fahrenheit works. As a matter of fact, we don't understand how it works. We just know if the numbers match, well, then we can't be doing anything wrong. There are onions. Very nice, beautiful onion. Okay, over. We're going to drain all of this out. I believe that this is a 80% beef, 20% pork fat blend. So again, we're just going to drain all that pork fat out once this gets thoroughly cooked. We'll drain and strain. The beef will be nice and cooked through, and then we'll add our onions over on the side, as well as some tomato paste. If I have a can of tomato soup, I'll add that in as well. But I think the tomato paste with just a little bit of broth will do the trick for us. And let me look, see if we have any seasoning. So I have some brown gravy, zesty Italian. This is actually really nice for other things. Hollandaise, Alfredo. Yeah, so we'll do our own seasoning. Do I have any tomato sauce? Red enchilada sauce. Let's avoid that for now. Let's not get too lazy here. Chicken broth, vegetable broth. Where is my beef broth? So I have some salsa. Also not going to use that. Since we are doing potatoes, we'll grab some butter. I'll even grab a little bit of cream, maybe even some sour cream, just in case. Those are about on their last life. Beef broth. Beef broth. So we have chicken stock, chicken stock, chicken stock. Well, when in doubt, beef bouillon cube it out. So let's see what we got here. Fire roasted diced tomatoes. Is this really what we want? Is this really what we want, huh? Fire roasted diced tomatoes. We want like tomato sauce. Yeah, we'll be good. We'll just add a little bit of water. And this to our mix will be just fine. We'll double it up too. We'll double it up. Extra beefy, extra brothy. And you would think that this has not been heating up the entire time. I was tempted to use a smaller container, a smaller pot, but I do not mind having a little bit of extra mashed potatoes left over. Okay, so take this out, prepped up. I just heard my roommate leave. I'm gonna give him a call, see if I can harass him just for a second. I have an idea. Listen to this. No, he's literally at the house. My bad. I thought he was going to the store. I was going to ask him for some cheese. What to do. Take a look at this. Yeah, we're going to put all of that in there. Yeah, this is cooking up quite well. Great. Well, I'll let that cook down a little bit further and I'll drain it out and we will be back once our water is boiled and we're ready to put our potatoes in. All right, we have drained our meat. Potatoes are being boiled, or at least they will be. They were just thrown in there a second ago. Time to move on to the onions. The lovely onions. Move our beef over onto the side. We're not going to have them caramelized, we just want them to soften a bit. Perfect. And then we'll come back again shortly. All right, another quick update before we get mashing the potatoes. So we have added all of our seasonings. We've added some ground cumin, some paprika, some salt and some pepper, a few cloves of garlic, a couple of tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I eyeballed the vegetables. This is just assorted mixed vegetables. I added a couple of those beef bouillon cubes in, the rest of that can of tomato sauce, tomato paste rather, and then a cup of water. Everything seemed to be amalgamated quite well, so I added another half cup of water. I'm going to let all of this simmer down until it gets into the consistency that I want, so I can lay it down inside of my pan. And of course, just so you know that I'm not lying to you, we have our potatoes going strong in here as well. So I don't know how long it's going to take for this to completely reduce down and simmer, but it's already making great progress. I'm going to let this reduce and simmer down all the way, confirm that the potatoes are ready to be mashed, mash them up for you, assemble them, put them inside of the oven, and then all we have to do is wait.
That smells Very good.
Caught yourself there. You can smell it in the garage?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you're welcome to have some afterwards.
Nope, I have to eat that hamburger. There's a lot of stuff in there.
There is a lot of stuff.
You're making stuff.
This is lazy man stuff. I'll just burn myself.
Why'd you do that?
Because I'm stupid.
Clippers, go ahead and clip the point where he burns himself.
I'm burning myself.
You got a little bit of everything. Peas, corn. Is that green bean?
No, this is green bean.
Wow.
I just thrown everything in there.
No kidding. You know what you need is a Dutch oven.
I do need a Dutch oven. That's the one thing that my parents went wrong with when they got me 15 different cast iron things. That they didn't also include a Dutch oven.
I really like the ceramic Dutch ovens from Williams-Sonoma, but I'm not paying $300 for one.
Why not?
It just seems to be...
Hey, why not? Why aren't you paying $300 for Williams-Sonoma Dutch ovens?
For the Dutch oven, I'll use one time every like 7 years.
You know, I'm going to judge you for not having a $300 piece of ceramic. Oh, he's crying. I made him cry. I made him cry, guys. All right, are you guys still all fogged up? This is looking quite nice. This is reducing down quite well. It needs to reduce down a little bit more, but it's reducing down quite well.
Are we mixing it up next time?
Thinking. Next thing you're going to tell me is that I should have used a bigger bowl.
Unmashed potatoes.
Okay. You have not been watching enough JoJo's. That was a perfect opportunity for a JoJo's reference right there.
The stand user could be anyone. Even the guy with a 12-foot tall potato masher.
That is coming together quite nicely.
I
Sorry,
forgot that I got a fresh cut today and I just looked in the mirror and jump scared myself.
didn't recognize yourself for a moment? You have never looked this good before.
And boom, roasted.
Let's see. Can I get away with using the spatula moving forward? Ooh, nice and fluffy. Look how nice and fluffy that is. All right, guys, if I use this Parmesan on the top of it, am I going to completely ruin what I have? I feel like I am. I feel like what I have is going to be completely ruined if I do that, and I just should have done the cheddar cheese. We're going to do it without the cheese. We're going to do it without the cheese. Let me add a scoop. See if I can incorporate this in reasonably. Don't want it nice and fluffy, not clumpy. I mean, it definitely looks fluffy. Again, the skins, I like the skins. The downside of the skins, even if you like it, is that sometimes they get all clumped up in a single spot. Oh, this looks good. Looks nice and creamy, my friends. That actually looks perfect. I think that one scoop is gonna do it. I think that's all I need. And I'm not gonna use that anymore. Take another look at this. It's almost completely reduced down. I think I'm gonna ruin it with that Parmesan. I think it would be better with no cheese than adding that Parmesan on top. The more I look at it, the more I think I'm becoming so emotionally attached to this food. I mean, look how creamy this is. Oh, this might be the best mashed potatoes I've made. I haven't even added any milk. I just think that butter and that little bit the sour cream that was added is really I mean, look at that. Oh, it's just so beautiful. I would hate to ruin it with bad cheese. So, or the wrong cheese. Too lazy. Too lazy. Can't even put cheese on it. That's how lazy I am. Okay. We'll give it a little taste test. Give it a little taste test to see how it is. You know what? That tastes like KFC. That tastes like KFC mashed potatoes right there. That's so good. Oh my gosh, that's so good and fluffy and awesome. That's actually incredible. Yeah, I'm not putting any cheese on that. These flavors are so delicious. I just cannot adulterate it by adding all this other crap onto it. All right, let's mix this crap up. Let's see how we're doing. I feel like we could do a little bit more rendering on this, right? I feel like we could make this just a little bit. I mean, it's definitely not liquidy, right? I feel like we could do even a little bit better. You think? I mean, frankly, I mean, it's ready to go. It's ready to go. I mean, look at that. This is just too good to pass up. We might just have to add it in like this. There's no real simmering left. I mean, look at this sauce. And it's just gonna incorporate itself, you know, into the potatoes. Gosh, I feel like I'm playing with my food right now. Yeah, we could make this a little bit drier. But frankly, we're not looking for it. This is lazy man's shepherd's pie. It's not supposed to come out like an apple pie, like a savory apple pie. It's supposed to be sloppy and messy once we're done with it. It's supposed to be an absolute mess. I mean, this is just sloppy joes with potatoes. Let's be honest with ourselves. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that. Who are we kidding ourselves? So, before I absolutely ruin this, I will place all of this down. We should be fine without it. I'm just gonna take a slight precautionary measure. I don't have any sprayable grease, but I do think that I should grease this pan up ever so slightly. Okay, that should be good. Just slightly. Yeah. All right, that'll work. That will absolutely work. Let's go here. Finish this off. Oh, I didn't realize I turned the heat off already. Let's pour this in here. Oh, making a little bit of a mess. Making a little bit of a mess. The poor towel. Poor towel, just freshly cleaned. Gonna have to go back, get it cleaned even more. Oh well. Oh well, my friend. What a shame. What an absolute shame. We'll try to clean things up just a little bit. If I was smarter, I would have scooped it in there. There we go. Let's take our spatula. Looks like a good amount of food to me. Nice and evenly layered. Now let's take the potatoes. We'll take a nice big scoop of potatoes. Smear it along the top. You know, we might actually just use all of the potatoes on this. Look at us. Look at us go. All the way to the edges. All the way to the edges, my friend. Put a nice big glob right here in the corner. Look at that. Look at that, my friends. Lazy man shepherd's pie. All I'm looking for is just a nice seal along the edges. We'll clean it up afterwards. I'm looking for a nice seal. We let this cool down a little bit so it's not spreading quite as well as it was earlier. Good. Spread this into the corners, nice. Really good. Really good. And we'll take our paper towel now. Just clean up the edges. Clean up the edges here. Yep, and it would go perfect with some cheddar cheese on top. Such a shame. Didn't want to go to the store right after work, right before filming. Didn't want to do any of that. This is going to be great. Absolutely great. So we got a little bit of a mess here. Clean my hands. And we'll get ready for the final step. 30 minutes. 30 minutes in the oven. 30 minutes in the oven, my friend. Let's take a look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Check the other side too. Wow. Wow, that's gonna be so good. That's gonna be so good. I'm gonna check the bottom. Put this in here. "30 minutes. All right. Well, I'll see you soon. Yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna let it cool down just for a second. Hey, I'm recording now, okay? So let's not give attention to my competition. Who am I kidding? I'm never gonna have as many subscribers as him. Yeah, that's true. I'm kind of canning myself by only doing one meal a day. Okay. Let's see what we can make out of this. This is gonna be messy. It's gonna be freaking messy. Oh my gosh, it's not as messy as I thought it was gonna be. Oh my goodness. Holy crapola.
Crapola, the man says.
I did say that. Am I saying before I think? Okay, I ran out of battery during the best part. This is fantastic. This actually turned out perfectly. I just learned that Noah did in fact have plenty of cheese for me, but that's fine. This is gonna turn out great. It's holding its shape very well. It's only been resting for about like 10 minutes. So this is about a quarter of what's left. Let's take another look at this. This is gonna turn out excellent. So bright. Yeah, that is incredibly good. This might be one of the best things I've made on this channel.
I do remember that's the new thing.
Oh, look at that. All right, well, with that being said and with the heartburn kicking in, I'm going to get a big drink of water and stop filming right now. Oh, I'm gonna stop filming. I'll see you on the next video. Okay, bye.